Hello everybody, welcome again to the interview portion of the 0 Hour Square program. I'm your host, Mike, and behind the camera is Mr. Poots, co-host, also known aka as Eric Garcia. And we've got Oppressor, a couple of the members of Oppressor, a band that hails from Chicago, Illinois. I kind of mistaken them for somebody else from some other place that it's a long story. I won't even get into that. These guys will probably beat the hell out of me after that anyways. So here they are. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves, who they are, and what they play in Oppressor. We've got some footage of these guys, but nevertheless, I'm going to ask them a couple questions regarding their music and how they describe it themselves. Here they are, Oppressor.
What's up? I'm Adam Zell, guitar.
Tim King, bass and vocals.
Well, one of the first things I'd like to ask of you guys is, I know you've been around for quite a few years, but if you will give a brief bio to the 0 Hour Square viewers out there of how long Oppressor's been around and how you got together.
Nice little point there. We started in August of '91. Released our first demo, World Abomination, in August of '91, and that led to our second demo, As Blood Flows, which led to us signing to Red Light Records in 1993, and our debut album, Solstice of Oppression, came out in April of '94. Then Red Light Records went out of business, and we signed to Megalithic Records and released European Oppression Live plus As Blood Flows, and re-released Solstice of Oppression. The European record was filmed in Europe, which we toured with Malone Creation and Vader, and we did a headlining. We also did a co-headlining tour with Gorguts in the United States. Then Megalithic Records went out of business, and we signed to Die Hard Music in Europe and MIA Olympic Recordings in the States. So our new album out now is called Agony, and we're on tour with Cannibal Corpse, Brutal Truth, and Immolation, and we're hoping to go back to Europe and back to the States and do the whole thing all over again.
Cool. Now it sounds like, whew, you've been busy, definitely. I'm a little bit ignorant to the band as such in the way that I've only got the live one and As the Blood Flows. I don't have some of the other ones that you mentioned that were in between and thereafter. So if you will, like I had mentioned at the beginning of the interview, to kind of describe, you know, even though we've got some footage, and I thank your manager and I thank you guys for permitting me to do so, we're going to run the company with this interview. Describe what Oppressor is about, both musically and lyrically.
Oppressor musically is about just basically kicking ass and trying to do it as the best musical way possible.
Some people, we try to combine, like on our first record, Solstice of Oppression, we tried to make it as take technicality and brutality and bring them together into like just one huge technical, brutal collage. And on the new record, Agony, we took sort of a step back and worked more on catchy choruses, more of a groove type thing, while still maintaining some of the technical parts, some of the brutal parts. But we made it just a little bit more groovy, a little bit less of each of the extremes than the Solstice record, into a more musical, more catchy record, I think.
Right. Was it in the current album that you're working on now, or supporting, I should say? How has the response been to Oppressor and a lot of the other material, the older stuff? For example, As Blood Flows, very difficult to find, if not impossible. How do you manage to,
Well, the As Blood Flows was a demo, and Solstice of Oppression and European Oppression Live, you can get in pretty much any store. But just from the progression that we've got, from the response rather, from the Agony album, I mean, kids have just been floored by it. You know, I mean, we haven't heard a bad thing yet about it. And what we did is we took all the criticism from Solstice, took that into consideration when we did Agony, and it seems that all the fans of Solstice like Agony even more, so we didn't lose any fans, and we're gaining a whole lot of new ones from this record.
Right. And the current label that you're on right now, does it seem to be a little bit more stable than some
yeah, thank God. I mean, they supported this whole tour. They've been nothing but great to us. Plus, we have a separate deal in Europe, so that we figure if one of the labels does go under, we always have another one to fall back on.
Right. So you're not totally out there.
Exactly. We'll never do it again.
Limbo.
We're not gonna go 3 times a charm, you know, after this.
Right. Now tell us a little bit about the live CD itself. I mean, just pretty much go off into that and what your feelings were based upon, you know, that the performance on there and everything like that. And because most bands wouldn't put out one in such a short, time of history.
Well, what we had to do for that is, since Red Light Records went out of business and we had this Megalithic deal, we wanted to get a new CD, something out right away, so that everybody knew we were still alive. And Anyway, we wanted to get something out, you know, for the kids to let them know that we were still around, that our label's out of business, but we're still going. And what we did is we took 5 live songs from Europe, 2 songs that we had recorded for a little compilation, and our entire As Blood Flows demo, which we had been getting a lot of letters for, and we totally out of print, you know, stopped sending it out. We combined it all into one packaging for one low-price CD, so that the kids and everybody else could have something just to tide them over, sort of get a little history of Oppressor, get a little live, a little unreleased, a little old type stuff, just until a new record came out. I mean, we don't consider an actual album. We just consider it kind of like a little filler release, a little special limited thing for the fans out there.
Right. Is there at any point is that gonna be as hard to get as As Blood Flows? What you say is out of print? You know, only
yeah.
demo.
Actually, European Oppression Live will be out of print soon because Megalithic went out of business. But our label MIA Now will be re-releasing the Solstice Oppression record in a few months, maybe 6 months or something. We're going to put a couple bonus tracks from the live record on there. So anybody who has the live record, you know, it'll be kind of a little collector's thing, you know, in the coming time when they're all out of the stores, you know.
So how long of the way with Cannibal Corpse are you guys touring with them right now, and how much further you guys intend to go?
We've been with them for about
5
a
days
week now. Yeah.
We're doing the whole entire tour.
And we're going to be going on for about another month, so there's about another probably 26 days.
Yeah,
They're real friendly around here.
That's cool though. That's a good thing. You guys put on a hell of a set. There was a lot of energy up there.
Those kids out here were great. You know, the crowd was amazing. You know, definitely Albuquerque is one of the better shows that we've ever
We'll
played.
have to say, I mean, going out with Cannibal and Immolation, a great band, Brutal Truth. It's just
Great band.
You get a lot of people out here that just dig music, and everybody's crazy. It's
and
awesome.
for us, we've never toured the States, and we do have a small following. You know, just by album sales and in the underground and stuff. But you know, now we're exposing ourselves to a lot of people that normally probably wouldn't hear of us, and to all of our old fans, you know, that we've been dying to see and people to meet on the road, you know. And touring with the other 3 bands, they're just total brothers. You know, they've been all real good to us. We're all helping each other out. There's no conflict whatsoever on the road.
Yeah, it's actually really killer.
It's kind of like having one big family on the road. You know, we're all helping each other out, checking each other out.
See people that we've never met before and stuff, because we've had fans writing to us for a long time. We've never really, gotten like down around these parts and stuff.
We've had U.S. tours and they've always fell through and this and that. You know, finally one actually, made it this time.
A nice kick-ass full tour with a good big bands.
Cool. Well, hey, that pretty much wraps it up with the questions I got for you guys. Is there anything I didn't ask Oppressor that you guys would like to announce on the show? Even an address or phone number where we can get a hold of you guys, and possibly, I know there was a mailing list inside.
Yeah.
And I encourage all those that were here at the show that if you did not get on that mailing list or have not checked these guys out before, either by not knowing about them or whatever, check out Oppressor. And we've got some of the live footage. But again, any final comments?
I'll give you our address. It's Oppressor, care of Tom, at 1759 Camp McDonald Road. That's in Mount Prospect, Illinois, 60056. And once again, thanks for the interview, and thanks to all our friends out here in Albuquerque and everywhere else. You guys rule, and we're here for you guys. If it wasn't for everybody out there, we wouldn't be here tonight. Thanks, and we'll hopefully see you next time.
Well, thanks again, and welcome back. Welcome
Thanks
to Albuquerque, and hope to see you guys again sometime soon. You guys put on a great set. Thank you again for the footage. And that pretty much wraps it up for the 0 Hour Square interview portion of the show. And that was Oppressor 0.